Hello my dear friends and welcome back to the Nurses Hub. So today I am going to show you a small demonstration on how to give effective CPR, so that in case in your lifetime if you come across any situation where you see that somebody has got a heart attack or a cardiac arrest, you can be successful to save the life of that particular person. So let us see how we are going to give the CPR. Okay, so just consider that you are walking on the road and suddenly a man he get collapsed in front of your eyes. So first thing what you have to do is, wherever you are nearby, immediately you have to reach to that particular spot as fast as possible. Second thing what you have to do is, if at all there is any crowd nearby, you have to clear the crowd. If the man has fallen at the center of the road, you have to lift him and shift to one side, okay, so that the traffic will not be created, or if you clear the crowd, the man can get the proper ventilation. Okay, and the third thing what you have to do is immediately call to the ambulance 108. Okay, so when you call the ambulance, you have to tell the exact location. It will be just like this: hello ambulance, this is Mayur, a person has collapsed in Mangalore City Center Mall, third floor to the right side in the cinema hall at the last row. So when you tell the exact location, the ambulance people need not to search you in the nearby area. Exactly it will reach to you without any further delay. Okay. After calling the ambulance, you have to do the assessment of patient in 3 different ways. First is the verbal response. It will be just like this: hey mister, please get up, what's your name? So if the person responds, well and good, no problem, you can just give the reassurance, ambulance will come, further care will be taken off. If the person does not respond, then you have to go for the second one, that is pain stimulus. So for pain stimulus, you have to press the shoulder muscles of the patients very tightly, so that if pain is there, person will shout. One more thing is there, how you can assess the pain response. Just close the 5 fingers and the fist, you can just press it in the patient's chest like this way, hardly. This will also help you to identify the pain stimulus from the patient. Okay, so if both the pain stimulus person does not respond, you have to go for the third one. So it is enough that you do one pain stimulus response in this situation. If you want, you can go for both also, no issues, but you must be fast enough. After the pain stimulus response, if the person does not respond, then you have to go for the third one, that is LLF. Look, listen and feel. So you have to look with the eyes, the rise and fall of the chest. You have to hear with your ears whether there is any breath sounds from the nose. And with the 3 fingers you have to palpate whether there is carotid pulse present or not. Okay, so it will be just like this way. Take your ear close to the patient's nose. Keep the 3 fingers on the carotid pulse and the eyes on the chest. Look for the rise and fall of the chest. Hear for the breath sounds from the nose with your ears, and with the 3 fingers palpate for the carotid pulse. Okay? If these 3 things are also absent, everything is absent now, right? Look, listen and feel. Rise and fall of the chest is absent. Breath sounds are absent. Pulse is also absent. Verbal response is absent, as well as the pain stimulus is also absent. So it is 100% confirmation call that the person has suffered a cardiac arrest or a heart attack. So without any delay, immediately you have to give the CPR. Okay. So how you are going to give the CPR is, there are 3 components. Okay. Compression, airway, breathing. So compression is the first one, second one is the airway, third one is the breathing. It follows the same sequence. For giving the compression, you should know what is the exact place where you should give the compression. As we all know that heart is at the left side, doesn't mean that you give the compressions on the left side. Okay, so this is the exact location. Look here, this is the nipple line, exactly in the center. Place your dominant hand, or else this is your xiphisternum, 2 fingers above at the center. Again it comes the same place. So whichever measurement at that time is comfortable for you, you can go for it. It comes at the same place. Okay, no issues with that. After finding out the exact location, place your dominant hand at this place non-dominant hand over it, interlock the fingers, hands must be straight, no bending like this, shoulders must be locked, and the hands, they must form a V shape. Okay. The shoulders, they must be parallel to the patient's body, exactly this way. Okay. It shouldn't be like this, not like this, not like this, exactly this way. Shoulder must be parallel to the patient's body. And then you must start the compressions exactly this way. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. Why I told you to call 1001, 1002, 1003 is, when you call it faster, it will be exactly 100 to 120 at the end of 1 minute. Because when you are giving the compressions, you must make sure the rate of compression is 100 to 120 per minute. And the depth of the compression, it must be 5 centimeters in case of adult. If it is 1 or 2 centimeters, then it is not going to be effective. It is a complete waste. So you should make sure the rate and the depth is very much important to be effective. Okay, to save the life of person. So when you are giving the compressions, the rate is 100 to 120 per minute and the depth 5 centimeters. Okay. In case of pediatrics, we are not giving the CPR like this. Only with the 2 fingers, place it at the same place and give the press like this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why we are giving in case of infants like this way is their body is very delicate. It is not developed in case of like how it is in adults. So their body, it cannot withstand this much greater amount of force. So this 2 fingers force is enough for them to give the CPR. Okay. So this is about the compression. It must be fast and hard. The rate 100 to 120 per minute. The depth 5 centimeters in adults and 1 to 2 centimeters in case of infants. Okay. Now when you are giving the compressions, you shouldn't stop. It must be continuous. If you get tired, you can even call somebody else from the nearby place. You can call for help. You can ask them to watch you how you are giving the compressions, and the same way they can continue once you are stopping. So after every 30 compressions, you have to give the breathe. As you know, the ratio it is 30:2. 30 compressions and 2 breathings. So before giving the breathing, first time you have to go for the airway. You have to lift up the chin so that the trachea will become straight. Any kind of the obstructions are there, we can remove it or clear it. And after that, immediately we can give the breathing to the patient. So when we want to give the breath, if the ambulance has arrived, we can give it with the ambu bag. So 2 breaths we have to give, 2 ambu. If the ambulance has not arrived, you have to give mouth to mouth breathing. That time your safety is very important. Take out a kerchief, open it, place it on the mouth and give mouth to mouth breathing this way. After giving the 2 breaths, immediately resume the CPR without any delay or waste of time. Okay? Continuation without any stoppage is very important. Only when you are giving the breath, you must stop. After giving the breath, immediately resume CPR. Okay? So this is all about the CPR. So only thing you have to remember is compressions, airway and then breathing. Compressions, rate is 100 to 120, depth is 5 cm in adult, 1 to 2 cm in infants. Airway clearance by lifting up the chin and then breathing 2 ambu bags or 2 mouth to mouth breaths after every 30 compressions. And once after every 2 minutes or 2 cycles are completed, you have to do the repeat examination of the patient, that is by LLF, look, listen and feel. Again you have to look for the rise and fall, hear for the breath sound, palpate for the pulse. You are doing this after every 2 minutes till the arrival of ambulance, because till the arrival of ambulance you are not going to stop. So every 2 minutes after giving the CPR, you have to recheck the patient or reassess the patient to just find out that whether your CPR is having any effect on the patient's condition, whether it is progressing or not. Can you get little bit rise and fall in the chest? Are you little bit feeling for the pulse, or is there any breath sounds present? Okay, so this gives you the idea regarding the progress of patient. So this is all about the compressions, the airway and the breathing, completely called as CPR. So this is all about the CPR, the cardiopulmonary resuscitation. So once after the ambulance arrives, you can hand over the patient. They can take over the charge for ACLS, because when you are giving, it is BLS, basic life support, and when the ambulance arrives, it will be transformed to ACLS, because along with the CPR they are giving certain emergency medications which will stimulate the cardiac functioning. If needed, they will even defibrillate the patient, that is delivering the shock to the patient. So one more thing is there, I would just like to tell you that there is a small complication of giving the CPR, that is when you give the compressions. As it is very fast and hard, there are chances that you may broke the ribs. The ribs fracture may take place, so you need not to worry about that, because you have to choose the life of patient over the fracture of rib. Because if you are successful to save the life, then you can recover from the rib fracture. But if you fracture the ribs and you stop having a fear, then life the patient will be losing. Then what you do with the rib fracture? Yes, this is the point here. So that's why you must not get scared if there is any rib fracture. If you feel, continue the CPR, continue the compressions and the breathing. 30:2, maintain the ratio for breaths. So this is all about the CPR. So I hope so in your lifetime, if you get a chance, you will be successful to save the life of anybody, anytime and any place. So any of the kind of doubts are there, kindly let me know in the comment box. Thank you.